let's try out some new stuff from Colourpop. I used to be a huge Colourpop girly. They were like my favorite brand back in the day. I remember all their products were either $5 or $6, so I would be able to place an order, get, 6 or 5 products, and they often had like freebies, gift with purchases. They were very personable. I remember like was it Stories or Lives with Jordan and Sharon? And it just felt very small and relatable, and I was rooting for them. And they've definitely changed a lot since that era. I feel like all of the IP collabs kind of shifted them in another direction. They stopped showing specific employees that worked there, and Jordan and Sharon left working there. And I think that all kind of came to a head. I think it was 2 years ago when they collaborated with the IP Harry Potter. I have no problem with people liking Harry Potter, but I do have a problem with giving more money to J.K. Rowling, who, if you don't know, is a big anti-trans activist, and that is not cool behavior. So after that, I took a big pause from purchasing Colourpop, but I was collecting products to try for a specific video that isn't today's video, and when I wanted to buy a product from Colourpop, I was like, let's see what else they've been up to, and I bought a couple other things so we can see if I've been missing out by not purchasing from them. I don't think so. And also see if there's any kind of good, affordable makeup that they are making in 2024. I got the So Elemental palette. Last time I was purchasing palettes from Colourpop, they were still doing the mini pans, but I like that these are full size. I feel like the quality of Colourpop single shadows, especially the mattes, are pretty nice, so I thought, if nothing else, if this blue performs well, it's coming with me. It seems like they've been dipping their toes into more like multi-chrome products, and I got this shadow sticks. I guess this is part of the Winx collab. I don't even really know what that is. I got the shade Golden Pollen. I looked through the different colors, and this one looked nice. I'm just gonna start swatching this stuff, because I also don't know what I want to put on my face, and that way we have a comparison. It's funny that the packaging is so green. Oh, you see that? Oh, that does look nice. I don't think it's going to be as like sparkly and special as like my indie stuff, but that's a nice little multi-chrome in there. I like the like green to yellow to like that pinky orange. All right, cool. I also feel like when more mainstream brands started dipping their toes into multi-chromes, a lot of it was like the black-based multi-chrome, so I like also that this is a light color, but it's still like the multi-chrome effect. I got another shadow sticks. This, I was watching a Lauren May beauty video, and I feel like her tastes are quite different from my taste right now, but I still like the kind of like minky, taupey shade that she favors, and it sounded like this was that shade. This is the shade Socialite, and I wanted to try it. Ooh, that is really pretty. I feel like that has like a nice sheen to it. Also, since sometimes I'm doing, or not sometimes, a lot of the time that I do my makeup now, I'm doing my makeup to go into the office, so I feel like a product like this in the past might not have had as much of a place with me, but now I could definitely see myself using it for that purpose. I got a eyeliner. This I actually swatched in Ulta a couple weeks ago. I was there picking up that Naked palette that I bought, and I kind of just like walked around the Colourpop section, and there were a couple things I was thinking about getting that I swatched and I was like, no, I'm not gonna get. And this is one that wasn't on my radar, but after swatching it, it became on my radar. This is the shade Movie Star, and this is a multi-chrome eyeliner. Something just fell off, but I don't feel like it was part of the tip. Okay. I love my multi-chrome liners from Danessa Myricks, and this seemed like really creamy. Like, I feel like Colourpop liners have always been kind of hit or miss, but this one does feel really creamy. I'm not seeing the shift to it, but the most important thing for eyeliners to me, or like, not the most important thing in general, an important thing to me about the Danessa Myricks liner specifically is that they have a sheen to them. I really like having a bit of a shimmer on my waterline. So even if this isn't the most intense multi-chrome effect that you can see when it's on such an isolated little spot, I still do like that it's like a shimmery eyeliner, And I also do often struggle finding eyeliners that are light enough. Like, I don't want an eyeliner that's dark enough it's going to kind of like close off my eyes. And I feel like this fits into that category too of like being light. I got one of these Twilight lip oils. I was tempted by these when it came out, and here I am. This is the shade Bells, which is like a dark cherry red. Very curious about that. I got another one that's for a different video. We're not going to talk about it today. Ooh, this Jelly Much Shadow. This is one that I saw in Ulta also, and I was like, ooh, that looks really pretty. I've had a couple of these over the years. My problem with them is that they dry out really quick, but here I am, the fool, still making the mistake. This is the shade Shiny Penny, and all right, it's pretty gelatinous at the moment. I just thought it was really pretty, and clearly I wanted to be heard again. Ooh, I love that. I love like a warm neutral base with a really pretty sheen on top of that. If it works out and it's nice, I'm just gonna have to wear it to work a lot before it dries out, or figure out a better way to reconstitute them. If you guys know how to make these not super hard once they get super hard, let me know, because that would probably just solve all my issues. I've been on a bit of a lip liner kick, and I bought this one, Oh Snap. I actually used to have this. I actually bought it twice because I lost it in Miami in like 2018, and then I bought it again after that, and I think it must have just gotten too old. I love that they updated the packaging, that it's all just the color of the product now. I feel like that's so useful when I'm looking through my lip liners and deciding what to use. It is a little bit on the light side. I feel like it's a good, like, my lip color, but I have been looking at lip liners that are slightly deeper now, and it didn't feel like they had a perfect neutral for me. I'm also judging off of the pictures on the website, but that's why I went with Oh Snap and not something a little bit deeper, but I am excited to have this back in my life. And then the last three products, I'm pretty sure they were on a pretty steep discount, and that's why I was like, okay, sure, I'll get them. One is this blue eyeliner. I believe this is from the Naruto collab. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I have not watched that. I apologize to all the fans out there. I bought this because it's like a pretty blue metallic eyeliner, but I worry that it could be on the cusp of closing my eyes off. I got another one of the Colourpop Just a Tints. I have one shade that's lighter than this. I don't have it here right now, but I do like that one. So I saw this was, I think it was $4, and I got it. This is the shade Cherry Picking. I actually did already use this, and it was like a really lovely neutral layered with a lip liner. It is looking a little reddish in the swatch right now, but in my one experience with it, it looked really nice with a lip liner. And then finally, I got a highlighter. This is, it must be the shade You're Glowing, and I have, oh yeah, I have a blush like this, and I really like the blush. I don't know what I was expecting, but I'm kind of disappointed to see it's like the exact same packaging. Like, other than the fact that my blush is much dirtier, they would look exactly the same in my vanity, and that's something I don't really like. I like being able to see what I have with like literally zero thought to it. So here's the highlight. I did try this last night also, and I think it might be a little bit too like frosty for me. Like, some highlighters come up like a glow, and some highlighters come up like a strip of white on my cheek, and I feel like this was a little bit more in the white category. But we'll try it again today, and we will see. And, you know, I'm testing this stuff out. If I don't love this, it's not going to be the worst thing in the world, especially because I'm already disappointed that the packaging is the same, but we'll see. So if I had planned ahead a little better, I might have bought like a cohesive look to do, but I feel like there's a lot of different directions I could go for my eyes, and I'm not sure which one to do, because also remember, I have this like cool tone and blue palette that I didn't swatch. What should I do? Okay, I'm thinking that this first multi-chrome stick might be the most exciting, so I think I'm going to do that one. I'll have to try these other products like another time, and I'll report back about how they are, but I think I want to do that multi-chrome stick, and I can pair that then with blues in here. I mean, even though the stick is more like greenish in the base, but whatever. I do what I want. My brushes are a little bit dirty. I'm wiping them off to the best of my ability, but we're just gonna have to deal with that. I mentioned this on my Patreon, but I've been struggling recently because I work like a 9 to 5 now, and my brushes need like nearly a full day to be completely dry. So if I wash them at night after work, I wouldn't be able to use them in the morning to go to work. So like my best times to wash them would be Friday or Saturday night, but that's only if I'm not putting my makeup on the next like morning or afternoon. And also sometimes I'm busy Friday or Saturday night, which means I can't wash them then. So I haven't really figured out what I'm supposed to do yet. Or maybe I'm just supposed to get like, you know, better about using my Cinema Secrets, which I have somewhere, but I don't know where. Okay, I'm going to try to do a little like gray toned crease. This is very out of my comfort zone. I guess I'm gonna try all vibes and just see how that works. My focus is being really annoying today. Okay, this is kind of like the level of depth that I would want for a crease. It feels very weird to like be doing a gray because I'm such like a warm crease girly. Like no matter what I do, I pretty much always have like a neutral or warm brown crease. But we are switching it up. And this does meet like the other requirements. Yeah, this did function like I would want a Colourpop light matte too. I have minimal fallout. My only complaints about it are my perception of this color on me. Okay, before I do any other colors, I want to go in with the multichrome stick. So even if we do end up kind of covering up some of it, we can see how it looks, how it applies on my eye. Oh, I feel like it's not, okay. It wasn't like going up at first and I was nervous. I did put down eye primer a minute ago. Are you supposed to put down eyeshadow sticks over eye primer or like in place of them? Let me know. And is this how I'm supposed to do it? Am I supposed to just like raw dog it? Go right onto the lid like this? As opposed to like dabbing this onto a brush or putting it in a small place and then like blending it out? I don't know. Okay, my first impression of this is it's pretty. It feels like creamy to the touch still, so I wonder if it will like set down more or if it stays like this. The thing that it's lacking compared to my single shadows is like the presence on my eye. It's not like giving me any sort of oomph. I think you can see it like, it just doesn't look like that much. But I'm already sick of myself saying this, but I could wear it to work because it doesn't have as much of an impact as a lot of my indie single shadows. So it still could be useful for me and I'm still excited to try it in that way, but I don't think this is any sort of replacement for single shadows. I have a Divina shade that's a similar color. I'm trying to remember what shade that is. Divina Echidna. I want to swatch this next to the swatch I have on my hand because I feel like this is the same type of shift. Yeah, like it has that lime green and it has like a yellow and it has like a pinkiness, but I think you can see the difference in sparkle. Like I feel like if I went far enough back, you wouldn't even realize that this is on my hand, but you would still see the shimmer and the sparkle of that Divina one. So that's what I mean by the Colourpop having way less presence. It's more multichromatic than nothing, but it's not as like special as that Divina shade. Okay, weak multichrome is on both eyes. I'm so excited to try out this blue. I don't know why this particular shade, I just really like it. I'm really excited. I hope it translates on my eyes to be as pretty as it looks in the palette. Ooh, I like it. I like it. I don't think I have any shade in my collection like this. I am going over the end of that multichrome, so I can tell it's like sticking to that. So I'm like, don't judge the blend, but we can judge like the level of fallout, which is a little bit, but nothing crazy. We can judge the color and kind of like the color retention as I move over it. Oh, I really like that color. That's so exciting to me. It kind of matches my shirt. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna try one of the shimmers from here. I don't have that high of hopes, but I feel like the multi-chrome stick is a little bit of a bust. And also, can you see it's already like breaking up where my crease is? That is a thing that I experience, but I don't tend to experience it within 5 minutes of putting something on. And I feel like that doesn't look great. Again, it can be blended out, but I mean, even if I was wearing this at work, creasing's not the worst thing. I wear glasses over it anyway, but I'm not gonna be like thinking about it and constantly blending out my eyeshadow. I would just wear a different eyeshadow. Okay, I'm gonna try the shade 2000s. I like this color. I like it. I was so happy to see that this palette is vegan because a lot of blues aren't. And I still feel like my collection of blues is smaller for that reason. Okay, cool. Again, this shade, not as exciting as an indie single shadow, but as like a standard metallic, it's fine. It's fine, and I like the color, and I do think it has more presence than the multi-chrome stick does. You know, this looks a little messy because we're seeing that like pink peeking through, but I don't really care. I'm gonna try to draw with this blue pencil into that crease. Maybe that'll disguise the pink that I just said I don't care about. Okay, I don't think that really added that much to the look, but maybe it made it a little bit neater. Who's to say? It doesn't feel that creamy though, and also I am a little bit nervous that I'm like infecting the tip with powder and then it won't glide at all on my waterline. Because I don't think technically you're supposed to put things that you put on your waterline other places, right? For like hygiene or whatever. Whatever. I wiped it off my finger. My finger is hygienic. Okay, this is a cute little effect on the eyes. Yeah, I like it. I like a blue eye look. What can I say? Okay, I kind of just went and put on all of my non-Colourpop products without even telling you. Sorry about that. And I figured I'll put on this blush with you because it's a Colourpop product. I really don't have that many Colourpop products still in my rotation. I mentioned that one balm that I have. I have this. I definitely have a couple singles still, but I feel like most of my Colourpop products have either like expired and I haven't been buying for several years. Oh, and I have another blush palette. I forgot about that one. Yeah, I really like how easily this goes on. I find their blushes to be very like, I don't know, easy to work with. They kind of blend themselves. It's a nice color. My preference is to have a more glowy blush. So if this had some like sheen to it, it would be more perfect. I think the only thing that holds me back from using it even more often is that it doesn't have that sheen in it, but it does have like a really pretty effect, an easy to wear color. Isn't that cute? I like that. Okay, let's see about this highlighter. I see the powder coming up and moving around. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's fine. I don't know. You know, some products I try out and I just instantly tell that like I connect to them. I really like them. The way I felt about that blush. Clearly that's not my first time using it, but like using it for the 100th time. And I should note also, that's my second one of those blushes. So like I have a huge pan in it for the second time. But this highlighter, I don't know. Like it's not entirely giving me like glow from within. It does look like something sitting on top of my skin to me, but it's not bad. I just don't love it. It's okay. I don't love it. You know, I do kind of feel like I'll keep it around for now, but I'll have to see if I really choose to wear it over like my other highlighters, which I don't have many of, but I like it that way. On my nose, it does look kind of like white, doesn't it? Yeah. I don't know. It's okay. Maybe that's why it was on sale. Okay, I'm gonna line my lips with the Oh Snap liner. I do like their lip liners. It feels like the same creamy formula that I knew years ago. And maybe this is the perfect color for me. I feel like it's like exactly the shade of my lips. So two options, two directions here. I could go with this Just a Tint, Or I could go with this lip oil from the Twilight collab. And, you know, I feel like if I put this on, I'm going to be that, like, that depiction of the woman that wears too much makeup, that they just have, like, blue eyeshadow and, like, red lips on. But I don't care. And, like, I'm hoping that this, paired with the neutral lip liner, can be sheared out to give kind of just, like, a red flush. Like, it's called Bidden, right? So, oh no, Bells. That would have been good if it was called Bidden. Maybe, I wonder if something else in the collab was called Bidden. I want it to give that kind of, like, Bidden, that Bidden look. Oh, that's gorgeous. That's gorgeous. You would never know that I put this color lip oil on. I love this. Wow. I wonder how this swatches. I'm like, I was so expecting this to be more red. Oh, and I guess even in the swatch, it's not that red. It kind of just looks like a neutral. Ooh, I really like this. Like, it didn't do nothing to it, but I think it just, it's so pretty. And this lip oil formula, I've tried this formula before, but it's been several years, and I feel like this feels a little bit nicer. It feels very light, very wet, but I also don't feel like it's going to slide right off. I really like this. Okay, I did kind of rush on to the cheeks and the lips without finishing off the eyes. So that is what we need to do now. I'm not over the lip product. Sorry, I'm not over it. I'm gonna try this blue eyeliner for my waterline. Okay, that looks nice. And the shade of blue really ties super nicely at the top of the look. Clearly a shade of blue I'm quite fond of. Yeah, very creamy, moves around easy. I think it is adding a little bit of dimension to my eye. Like I said before, I was nervous that it would be on the cusp of kind of closing off my eyes. And I do see it being on the cusp, but I don't think it's teetered into the side of I don't want to wear it because it's too dark. Okay, I'm gonna do more of my favorite little blue. Oh, I really like it. And why not? I'll do more of the lid color also on the lower lash line. And then I'm going to try this shade, Angel Light. I'm going to try that for my inner corner. I am nervous it's going to be like too white, like too pigmented. Yeah, that's okay. I think it does work well for the inner corner, but it's not exactly what I want. Like, I prefer something a little bit more transparent, a little bit more glowy. But this, you know, this does work and it looks very nice. It doesn't, like, not work. Okay. Okay, and here is the finished look. I just finished this off with some brown mascara because I didn't want anything too harsh. And I really like how the look turned out. Overall, I still feel like Colourpop is a pretty hit or miss brand. I feel like you find some good hidden gems in there, and then there's other things like this multi-chrome stick. I know I said in the beginning that I could see myself wearing it to work, but after seeing how quickly it creased, I'm now realizing I spent like $12 on something that I'm probably never going to use again. But in scenarios like this where things are like relatively inexpensive, I can kind of like girl math myself into thinking that it balances out because then the things that I liked are a little bit more expensive than the list price says to absorb the price of the things that didn't work out. I do wonder though, if I had done more research, if I would have learned from other people that this isn't working out, because like, you know, the people that I watch on YouTube aren't doing like dedicated reviews to all of the new things that Colourpop launches anymore. It would be kind of impossible because Colourpop has been releasing so much the past couple of years. But I do wonder if I could have figured out which of these products are good or not. Or I wonder if the people who review Colourpop are people who aren't as familiar with like what else is out there, and they would think this is good because they're comparing it to all of the non-multichromatic things out there. That was kind of a long, rambly side note. But I do feel like otherwise I had pretty good fortune. I am excited about this. I don't know if I'm going to keep it in its like palette format, but the thing that I like about these is that they are removable pans. So if I decide that I'm not using a lot of these and I just want to keep a couple singles, I can put them in with my other singles. But the couple that I tried are really nice. As I've said a million times, I'm really excited about this shade of blue. I do like this shimmer here, but I guess we'll see how often or if ever I use it again, because I do have so many beautiful shimmers in my collection. This gray worked out fine. The inner corner, not exactly my jam, but it worked out fine. I like that this is full-size pans. I'm excited about these shades. This lip combo, if you didn't get the memo before, I'm obsessed with this lip combo, and I'm excited to continue wearing it. My only fear is if these things will go off, because that was my experience at Colourpop in the past, that, you know, I feel like they're cutting corners somewhere to keep their prices low, and I always wondered if they're cutting corners on, like, I don't know, preservatives or like quality of products, and that's why they don't last as long. But I need to wear it a lot now to get my money's worth, I guess, and hope for the best for the future. This highlighter, I'm very like so-so about. It looks fine on my skin. I'm not excited about it. I don't need to be excited about every highlighter. So maybe I'll find that it, like, you know, it looks fine and I'll keep reaching for it because I have it. I don't know, time will tell, but like if I was to remake this purchase, I'd probably leave this one out. The eyeliner was nice and creamy, and this one, I obviously didn't use this on my eyes today, but it did swatch nice and creamy also, and I don't want to make any grand leaps based off a sample size of 2 products, but I remember in the past ordering some Colourpop eyeliners, and some would just like be crap from the start, and some would be wonderful. Actually, that's another thing that I still have in my collection. I have this red and this hot pink liner from years ago, and these are fabulous. So I wonder if their eyeliners are more consistently creamy than they once were, because these two are. I don't know. This Just a Tint, I didn't use it today, but I did try it out, and I liked it, looked really pretty. Shadow Stick and the Jelly Much, jury's still out because I haven't tried them yet, but I am really excited. And even just like looking at the swatches on my hand, you know, remember these are all Colourpop except for this one at the top, which is Divina. This Jelly Much shadow is definitely the most sparkly of the Colourpop products. And I really love the color of it, so I'm very excited to try that out. And there you have it. There's the results from my first Colourpop haul in a really long time. I expect this is also going to be my last Colourpop haul for a long time. I'm just not excited about them. I'm not excited about keeping up with their products or anything. I do feel like they've slowed down from the IPs recently, and even like they've slowed down from all of the launches. I hope they find themselves more in a position of where they once were. I mean, you know, whatever. I don't know the background of their business. I don't know if the IP collabs were wildly successful and they were making a ton of money from them or what, but I feel like my experience as a makeup consumer is when a brand releases so many products, it makes everything feel very unspecial. Like, I preferred in the past, like, was anyone else around when Colourpop first released their like lipsticks? They had like the matte liquid lipsticks, and I remember people doing lip swatch videos about those, and I remember talking about Trap. Trap was like this like grayish, purplish lipstick, and it was so cool. But I feel like now, because they've released so many things, there's no time to be like, ooh, what is that product? And to get excited about like one product. You know what I mean? I hope they can kind of go back to that. And maybe they've been trying, because they've definitely been releasing less things recently. But yeah, let me know if you have any Colourpop recommendations. Again, probably not gonna run out and buy them, but I'm curious if other people are still purchasing from Colourpop and what it is that people have been enjoying from them recently. If you enjoyed this, I hope you'll give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I also have a Patreon. I'll try to remember to link that down below. I'm really bad about putting anything down below, if you haven't noticed. But on my Patreon, I do like a random palette selection every month, and then I do a couple looks with that random palette, so no pressure, but I have that link down below. Either way, thank you so much for being here. Bye.